Welcome back to the Samantha Parker Show. Hey, I'm your host, Samantha. Let's dive on in. Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the Samantha Parker Show. Today, I'm sitting down with my friend. I always say you're like my bestie.
I love that.
What would you...
Bestie.
Oh, did you want to hold hands?
I don't know, but yes.
Yes. Okay. So welcome back to the podcast. This is my friend Caramie. She's in studio with me today, and we are in studio. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, like, this is a vibe, right?
This is so cool.
This is a big upgrade because you helped me start my podcast on my couch in my living room.
That's right.
Like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And we actually recorded it twice because the first time,
It didn't
didn't record. I didn't know what I was doing. I had all new equipment. I didn't know how to use it. And then you were like, no, come back and do it.
Yeah. That was really fun.
So we recorded in my living room with like kids going by and everything and dogs.
Yeah, that was great. Major upgrade. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, major upgrade. Thank God. You know what's so fun is I just moved over to this new office space and you're here too.
I know. It's like we get to see each other every day.
I know. It was my selling point.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Caramie's here too. And it's been exciting
It
because your
has been.
daughter, Cindy, she's over here in the background, making sure everything runs. But that's your daughter that does a bunch of stuff for me. And that's cool too.
Yeah, it's actually been really cool seeing her be able to be a part of all this and just learning your business. Like, holy cow. There's so many ins and outs that you do, so much value that you bring that people don't even see that's happening behind the scenes. And it's truly incredible just the value that people get from how high quality you are and the process and the offerings that you offer.
Oh,
I've been blown away.
oh, thank you. There's like a little bouncing Mac thing. I don't know what that is. Okay, so I'm going to introduce you though. You ready for my formal introduction?
I'm ready.
Today, I have a very special guest, my amazing friend. I've already screwed it up. Caramie Baker. Caramie has been on a transformation journey of taking massive leaps and doing the deep subconscious work to truly become the best version of herself. Okay, so actually, this is how we're going to start this podcast. We're just going to break down this bio you sent me.
It's funny. Wait, hold up. I didn't know you were asking for a bio. All you said is, what have you been up to lately?
But you basically sent me a bio.
I like it.
Yeah, it
let's
was
run with
great.
it.
Okay, so tell me what this means, though. A transformational journey of taking massive leaps and doing the deep subconscious work.
About 3 or 4 months ago, I'm like trying to recall exactly if it was just a moment or there was like a shift that happened internally. And it's like I knew that I couldn't keep playing the same mental game that I was playing before. And I had to do life differently. Like it was literally hitting a precipice in my marriage and my finances and everything where I'm just like ready to go all in on what it is I'm here to do.
So
And
what was
go
the
ahead.
mental game you were playing, though?
The mental game I was playing in the background was a lot of doubt. And it was like I immediately saw myself as failing in almost
Mhm.
everything I was doing. And so that kept me from actually going for the things that I actually wanted or even creating a vision because it just felt like this foggy thing out there that I'm going, I don't know what I really want. And you try something on, but you can't really emotionally connect to it. And I'm like, I'm done not knowing, right? It's time to actually choose and decide. And so it was making the decisions to start moving forward and not allowing doubt to entertain my mindset anymore.
How did you do that? Were you just, listen, Mrs. Doubt, you can stay in the freezer, bitch. Yeah, what'd that look like?
At first, it looked like a decision, an absolute decision to not entertain the thoughts. What that actually translates to, though, is consistent effort and practice to shift it. And so I actually ended up hiring a couple mentors that I work with. They're phenomenal mentors. They've worked with Bob Proctor. So I get a lot of Bob
rad.
Proctor style. And
Yeah.
I love it. And then on top of that, doing some different energy practices to get my body to actually know this. I literally have triggers all around my house. Like I expect to win, like all these things that I'm constantly implanting in my mind. But the biggest challenge has been, okay, if I notice the doubt creep in, it's no, I'm not believing that anymore. This is who I'm choosing to be and literally rewriting the scripts. And it's been challenging because I'm starting to see all the subconscious ways I'm constantly sabotaging myself. And yeah.
You know what's so funny is I'm sitting here and I'm like, Caramie would never do that.
You wouldn't think so.
No.
But it's interesting how it like comes in layers, right? And you don't know what you don't know until you know it.
Yeah.
And then I started realizing that, oh, the whole reason I haven't really gone all in on business before is because I genuinely believed that I was going to fail. And so what did I do? I took a leap. I got an office. I said, no, like this is me being serious about business. I'm going to actually get out there and have those conversations every day. Even if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm willing to look stupid as F and fall on my face, whatever it's going to take so that I can learn how to do this. And it's been embarrassing in a lot of different moments. It's been really fun in a different moment. It's exciting. It's been all the emotions. So
I think that's really cool. I would have
Yeah.
thought you were already like just doing the thing.
I was doing the thing, but there was a subconscious pattern that was playing out, that every time I thought I was doing the thing, it was like this little version inside of me. It's like, you can't really do it. You can't dream that big. You can't think that big.
You know what my story is? Do you know it?
Which one?
You know what mine is? I do things and then people are mean and I was like, see, nobody likes me.
Oh, yes. I know that one.
Yeah, you've seen that one play out a lot.
Yeah. Crush it. Smash it in the face.
Okay, hold on. Now we got to move on to part 2 of Caramie's bio. She's been diving deep into rewiring her identity, strengthening her trust in God, and emotionally connecting to her vision. So I have to say, it was maybe like a month or 2 ago, you said God, and that was the first time I've ever heard you talk about God. And then when you sat that over today, I was like, Caramie's bringing out the big G-O-D?
Yeah.
Yeah, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, I think honestly, I got to a point where I was so tired of hearing everyone say the universe or spirit or God or whatever. I'm like, that was like this long drug out scent. And I was like, okay, what does this universal energy source, what is this actually, what do I get to call this? Because I'm tired of being this or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it was more about, I truly believe that there is a creator and a source that is working through me in ways that I can't even see. And so if I'm to be in a relationship, like, hey, whatever your name is or whatever, Samantha or whatever, what am I calling you? And so it was this moment of, to me, it resonated with the word God. And I don't necessarily perceive God as the same a lot of people do, but I have my direct relationship. And so for me, it was developing that trust and knowing, like, I'm constantly looking for evidence of how I'm being supported by the unseen and how I'm being supported and guided to the right people, the right opportunities in every moment. And that's like literally fueled my faith into everything. That's what took me from doubt to trust.
I love it because for so long I would always say, oh, are you comfortable if I use God? Or should I say God or the universe? Or exactly that. But I think a lot of it was because so many people that I know, especially here in Utah, and you might actually feel this way because of the religion that you grew up in, and you grew up in a ultra conservative circle of that religion.
Polygamous Mormonism. Yeah.
Polygamous Mormonism.
FLDS. That's what it's called.
Oh, yeah. The FLDS. But growing up, and that's like even tighter. I know a lot of people have so much trauma around God that they just don't want to use it. So I just have noticed I'm a little careful.
Yeah. And you have to be. And I can always tell when somebody cringes with the word or whatever else. But I finally just got to a point, it just doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I don't fucking care anymore.
It's my relationship with them, and I think it's amazing.
It made me really happy because I feel like I'm almost like a closeted God.
Are we coming out of the closet?
We are coming out of the closet. I love praying. I have a different version of God than what you find in religion, of course. But yeah, I even started reading the Bible. I've been really enjoying the Bible. And what I did is I watched The Chosen and read like the chapters and followed it. And it was fun because you could put like characters to it.
Oh, that's cool.
And if you go on Pinterest, there's like different ways to read the Bible. So I was following like a little Pinterest graphic I found. But then next up was Genesis. And I've been sitting in Genesis for months because I'm like, what is this? Have you read Genesis? I had as a kid, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is like malarkey.
Oh, no.
No, it's testing me a little bit. But I've been asking people about it who are like very faithful that way. And I'm like, I'm just really struggling with this Genesis. So many people are like, oh man, Genesis is tough.
Yeah, you got to pick out the pieces of gold that resonate with you.
Jake, which is my husband for context for people, comes in the bedroom one night and he's, what are you doing? And I'm like, I just have some follow-up questions. And he's okay. And I'm like, on this page, it says this. And then I'm like flipping 12 pages ahead. But then on this page, it says this. And then it says they had sons and daughters, but they're missing a lot of gaps. And he's, okay, we need to step back and look at the whole picture. This is really old.
Yeah, that's true.
There's major pieces missing. This is from my husband who grew up very Mormon. It's been heavily altered to fit a narrative. So the reason why it's jumping from that to that, because I was just trying to make the lineage make sense that's listed in the Bible.
Yeah.
And there's big gaps in it. I'm like, what were they procreating with? Where did the baby come from? And he's, okay, step back.
I think that I heard somewhere that really, if we look at any history book, and especially the Bible and all these other things, it's only like 10% of history. There's so much that has never been recorded or known, or how many other people's stories were actually there but not even recorded. Yeah, we only know a small sliver. And so trying to piece those all together.
You can even see 2020 is a great example. You can see how they were pulling down statues and changing different narratives. And you were like, but that's not how that happened.
Yeah.
Or that's not how I learned that happened.
Exactly.
So it's really easy to see. And even I remember, what grade was I in? I was in junior high. And in our history books, they were having us, like they had Xeroxed paper and we were like with a glue stick, we were gluing over pages in the history book. Because our history books had like Russia as the Soviet Union.
Oh, wow.
And so we were because it had just happened. It didn't happen that long ago, where the Soviet Union divided up into the countries, gave all the countries back or whatever.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. Anyways, that's a side tangent.
That's crazy. You can only trust so much when it comes to that stuff, and just I like to also feel into the energy of what is this actually trying to convey, and not take things so literal sometimes. So much of it, I feel like, can be, there's such a gift and a lesson in so much of it if we're willing to look for the message underneath the message.
Yeah, and this might piss some people off and immediately stop listening, but I've even gotten to the point where like manifesting to me feels so, I don't know, like disingenuous. Is that the word I'm looking for? It's like I manifested that and I'm like, it's like you prayed, you put your intentions into it. I think there was more going on than just me driving that boat forward.
100%. And you find that it's pretty common, especially in spiritual communities where they have disassociated from the idea of a God or something different. And that's okay. There's no judgment here. It's just recognizing that I look at my results. There's absolutely no way that was all on me. And the moments that I've had the most incredible, inspirational moments, I have to stop and go, I'm so thankful, God, for your support in this, because there's so many players that are beyond what I ever could have done on my own. Yeah.
I was telling Cindy this yesterday. Hi, Cindy. Yesterday, I was telling her that on my flight to LA last weekend, I'm in the St. George airport and I had gone upstairs, got a green juice and was sitting there and I noticed this girl kept looking at me. So I just smiled at her and she's, I know you. And I was like, oh, maybe, it's St. George. Like, where have we met? Let's figure it out. And she's, no, I like know you. And we chatted and she goes, I know how I know you. I watch your TikToks. And she goes, can we sit together? So we sat at the table and she was going to a music festival and she was 5 days sober. And she was like, how do I do this? And I got on that plane and I was like, there is no way that there's not a God that was like, hey.
You are meant to meet her today.
Yeah.
Wow. That gave me chills.
Yeah. So there's stuff like that where I'm like, there's just no flipping way.
No.
Even I would say the last 3 months, let's see, since May, there's a specific date when I feel like everything just went to shit a little bit in my personal life and so much stuff I've been working through with my family. And I'm like, this is not fun, but there's no way I can look at what all of it is because you can see what's coming. You can see the glory, the glory. I'm air quoting on the other side. But it's like when you're going through that shit, it really sucks. But you're like, there's no way that this isn't divinely guided.
It is. Everything in the universe is happening for us. I honestly believe that life is here for us. And if we can see that everything that's happening is actually to conspire in our favor, we start looking at life through a completely different lens. We're looking for the evidence of where we're supported, where we're loved, where we're taken care of. When something hard does come up, we're like, okay, if this is for me, what is this actually trying to teach me right now so that I can become the version that I actually know I'm here to be and the person I actually really am? It's kind of like getting out of our own way, and we have to be humbled sometimes, and it's fun.
I know. I feel, hold on. This is what I told Jake, okay, on one of our many 10,000 walks we've taken lately. But I just finished 75 hard yesterday.
Good job.
I know.
I've seen you on your journey. You've been doing really good.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep the nightly walks up. I might just not mention to him what day we're on. But on the walk, I said, I know it's somewhere in the Bible. It's like God holds you to the fire, or iron sharpens iron type of thing, and you have to be forged in the fire. And I told him, I said, I'm feeling really crispy and I'm ready to get out of the fire. But I can tell that it's like forging something better.
It is. Like just the person even just the last couple months, seeing the person that you've been, I want to say forged now, but been formed into through the fire. There's a light in you that is even stronger. Like you seem more solid and grounded in more than I've ever seen you in who you are.
Oh, thank you. I know we've known each other for a long time, I feel. And I think you've seen me in some of my shittiest places too. I think even just the year that Jake was deployed, I feel like you were just there for me in ways that like just blew my mind. And I don't think people realize, I might cry, how lonely that journey is when your husband's like overseas at war. Yeah. And I feel like you were just always there.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. You were one of my favorite people, still are, to just be around, and you just have such a heart of gold.
Thank you. But so do you.
Aw, thanks.
And you have a beautiful family too. I just love your kids too.
Aw, thanks.
We love Cindy.
We love Cindy.
She's my favorite.
I've never been called out this many times on a podcast.
No, last time I was having her look up facts for us. We're big time now. We're like Joe Rogan, Go Vaughn. We can even pull stuff up on the screen.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much.
Yeah. Okay, but really what you do for people is help them with their financials, their money.
I really focus on creating a wealthy mindset and actually sitting down and getting their money in order. Probably the best way of saying it is I help them have a good relationship with money on all fronts, like mentally, emotionally, and physically. Let's get them actually set up so that they actually have tangible tools to get them where they want to go. The interesting thing I've noticed, the majority of people, the hardest part about it is that they feel so scared to just look at where they're at. Just having that moment of, oh, this actually isn't so scary, and I can feel really comfortable sitting down and have someone hold my hand just long enough to like, okay, I can breathe. There is hope here. It's a big deal.
I wasn't comfortable looking at my finances until a few months ago. And I had to get really real with myself and where I was at. And literally, this was just like 3 or 4 months ago that I did this. Yeah. It was like my first day at Kiln too. We went to this little money mastermind they had here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The financial mastermind.
A financial mastermind, yeah. And he said something like, what did he say? He asked the question of like, have you ever asked yourself, where's all the money going? And I was like, yes, I just did this. So I figured out where all my money was going, and I saved like over $2,200 last month. Like I put that in savings.
Oh, that's awesome.
Because I was like, we're not doing that or that. I even canceled my Sirius radio. But not because it didn't bring me joy. Like I'm still buying my lattes and stuff, but because I realized it doesn't really align with what I want to do.
Yeah, it's all about value alignment.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't even conscious of where they're spending it, let alone they wouldn't spend it if they realized it.
Yes. And you know, that guy then after we got mansplained, guys. But the guy after like made me feel dumb because I wouldn't worry about where my money's going. I would look at how to make more money. And I turned to Sarah, which is someone you work with, and she was sitting next to me, and I was like, okay, but like I just kind of whispered, I was like, but shouldn't you like be good with your money?
Yeah.
And you should be a good steward of your money.
Absolutely.
And I loved that.
Yeah. And that's really the key here is, are we being good stewards? How are you going to be a good business owner or run your family, anything, if you are not a good steward? And by the way, it doesn't matter what your role is. Everyone has their own personal relationship with money. And in fact, when I think back on even the times where I was a stay-at-home mom and I wasn't the one actively bringing in the money, me developing my relationship with money actually was what helped my husband bring in more, and for us to keep it as a family. Like it impacts everything.
Yeah, because you could just been swiping the cards
100%.
And not asking questions.
Exactly. And so I think it's super important to get educated and then be able to build that relationship, just like we talked a minute ago about building that relationship with God. Like
Ooh.
It's powerful.
See what she did there. That was really good. No, but it is. Money drives everything. Right now, I'm not where I want to be, and I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking about it. I recently read a book. I recommended it to you. Gosh, every time I forget the name of it and then I have to send it to you. But the concept in this book is save all you can, earn all you can, and then give all you can.
Oh, I like that.
And I love that. And it was talking a lot about if you're good stewards of your money, basically, you're not accidentally spending $500 a month at Starbucks. In the book, like his wife literally was spending like $400 a month at Starbucks. So they were like, hey, could we do $100? But looking at your money and then also making all you can, you make all you can, you're able to give all you can. And I loved it because when God calls you to something, if you're not financially ready, like you won't be able to accept it. Yeah. And I love that.
Yeah, I think there's a huge correlation to money and God and what our purpose is here to do. And when we understand our purpose and what when you're really on purpose for what you're here to do, that's when the money can really start blessing you. It like creates that deep fulfillment in life, not just, oh yeah, I just work to pay my bills.
Yeah.
There's actual meaning behind why you're here.
Yeah.
And it's really cool.
If you're able to do if you're able to do amazing things with your money as well, help people when they need it or help family when they need it. Or, right now, the other day I sat down and I had my notebook and I was like, okay, God, show me how I can give today. And the message that I got is right now you're really pouring into one of your kids. It's like all your extra resources are going into her mental health, her getting her back in school and getting her back to where she needs to be. And I was like, oh, you're right. And it was like, that's where all your extra stuff is. So just pour into your kids right now. That was like the blatant message I got. Yeah. It was awesome.
I love that.
One day we'll get her on the podcast to tell her story.
Oh, she's amazing. She's such a sweetheart.
I know she is. She's been coming in here. You've seen her?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
My Harley, my cute Harley.
She's so cute.
Yeah. Okay, so you help people with your financials. Is that, what is that? I don't like, what is it? Is it like putting it in a spreadsheet? Like, what the hell are you doing?
We do a money discovery process for people. And there's multiple different ways I work with people. But first and foremost, we sit down and do a money discovery and just help them. I really like to customize it to that person and what they need. If somebody's coming and they're struggling with a lot of debt, I'm going to give them all the resources and show them exactly what they can do to get out of debt. If there's somebody who's, hey, I want to save and I don't know where to sit there and put my money, we're going to talk about what the best tax strategies or the best saving strategies.
Oh, tax strategies?
I can, up to a certain degree, share with, I'm not a tax accountant, so
She's like,
legally.
We will not discuss that.
We can talk about the best tax savings and what we can do on those. Sitting down, just helping people put savings into place and helping them to actually think about how much do I need in order to get to the point where I don't have to trade my time for money anymore. And I think that's the ultimate goal of a lot of people. We want to get to where we're not just slaving away and we're actually living on purpose. How do we get our bills and our basis or taken care of so that we can then do the other things that we're actually here to do? The things that I think are actually more important for our life. And we have to, but as long as we have a body though, we have to have money. If we didn't have a body, we'd just be floating around, do whatever. We wouldn't need the actual physical money to have the life that we want. And I do believe it's our inherent right to be rich. And being rich is more than just money. It's being rich in relationships, being rich in connection, in our health, and all these other avenues. And so having money to supply that type of life that we feel is right for us. And everyone has a different thermostat of what they want and what they feel like they're here to do.
Yeah.
And so that's first and foremost. And then also sitting down and collaborating with a lot of businesses. So we help them to up their cash flow as well as get on track to take their personal leaps, which that's a lot of fun too.
Okay. So how do you help businesses up their cash flow?
We go through several processes. Some of it's like the money discovery, look at their actual numbers and stuff. But a lot of it is getting the mindset right and the clarity that person needs as a business owner to go, what is it? What's the leap that I'm ready to take? And where do I want to grow?
Money discovery for your business?
Yeah, money discovery for your business. I work with a couple other people where we'll get on track to get right. How do you want to run your business? And are you even in the roles that you want to be in? And what action steps are you lined up to sit there and take? I like to help people instead of going from the biggest thing is like you can take a company or any person, whether you're running a company or not. But I really enjoy, especially working with women in business, because it's like there's usually a heart involved of why they started something. But they feel really afraid to look at their money and their finances of where that's at. And so if you can help get them to create clarity on how they want to run their business, what their goals are.
You're doing a really great job.
Yeah, so are you. So I think the biggest thing is helping somebody get clear on, I don't want to sit there with somebody and go work really slow to go from A to B to C to D and just work their way down. I'm looking at how can I take somebody from A to M to A to D to Z if they wanted. Like, how do you take those big leaps and skip a lot of those steps in between, which is shifting their identity? In order to shift your identity, you really have to start going subconscious. And what are the thoughts and the things I believe about myself? Have you ever heard that story of The Fly by Bob Proctor?
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's Bob Proctor, so if I'm wrong, that's all good. It's like where the fly goes up against the window and it's trying to get out, and it will literally keep hitting the window over and over again until it dies. And that's how often do we do that in life as entrepreneurs, as anybody just thinking they want to get to this goal and they'll just keep trying the same thing over and over again and it never gets them anywhere. Our literal culture and society is built on that. You go from school into college into getting a career. You're like, if you follow this ladder, that eventually is going to hopefully get you there. But usually by that time, you're too old to really enjoy most of it and you just end up in the grave. Most dreams go to the grave and die. And so when you think about a fly, the way out of this is, can the fly back up long enough to go, what's a different way I get to do this? How else do I get to operate my life? What are those leaps that will actually get me there 10 times faster? It may, and this is where I totally believe God has a hand in it. Where are the conversations I'm like one conversation away from a whole new life, right? Who do I get to talk to? What else do I get to implement? How do I get to behave differently? If I was this person that was going to make 50 grand a month, how would that person behave? How would they act? How would they talk? What would they actually believe about themselves? And so start integrating those pieces and creating that new identity. Now they're going to skyrocket. And so that's my favorite conversations that we get to have with people.
Maybe we should be having these conversations.
Yeah.
What time is it? Can you come over?
Yes.
Will you come over for dinner?
Yeah, done.
You haven't been over my house in forever.
I know. We need to play.
I know. You know, when I stopped drinking, I stopped inviting people over. Yeah. And I think I'm in a space where I'm like, what would I invite you over for? Games? I don't know. It's something, I need to look at that. You know what I'm saying?
If it's been one thing for so long, or it was one thing for so long, now you get to rebuild what that looks like. But I can see you not wanting to refill it with the same thing. And I actually think it's really cool you haven't invited a lot of people over. You gave that space for that to be like excavated.
Yeah, and it feels safe. I'm like, I come home and it's safe here.
Yeah, it's safe haven that's like holding this new version of you that's been reborn.
I moved a bunch of my stuff around and it's fun. I don't know why I'm like, you need to come see it.
Yes, I will come see it.
This reminds me of the time that we like got all that shit out of your closet.
That was so funny.
I'm like, what are we, 5?
We're totally 5. We're like going through my husband's ring collection. Yeah. Ooh, look at this one.
And then you're like, showing me all the dresses you bought for all the things. It was fun. It was good times, man.
Yep.
So what do you feel has been the biggest trajectory forward for you using any of these things you're discussing? So you're sitting here like a few months ago and you're like, F this. I always call it like, well, just put a gun to my head, man. I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, but I said it. Like, what do you feel like you've done, though, that kind of put you there to sitting here now where you're like, I'm really working through this?
It felt like a moment where I had it sounds weird because I know I had choice, but I had no choice. I knew that if I didn't make a decision to go all in, like my whole life was going to fall apart. And it seems weird because there's nothing that would have to physically prove that. Nothing on the outside looked like that. But internally, it's like, you don't have a choice. Your life is going to fall apart and everything's going to crash if you don't make a different decision. And so it wasn't even a thought of what do I want to do? It was like, you have to do this. And I knew I did. And so this has just been the internal journey of recognizing it. And it's been interesting. Sometimes I'll deal with feeling, I don't want to say low in energy, but it's like those moments where I just like want to crawl back in bed and be like, I'm just not doing this for 5 minutes. And then I'm back in. Okay, we're back in.
I do that.
Like,
Yesterday, I've been watching, don't make fun of me. I've been watching clips of Dr. Phil.
I love you.
Everyone needs to numb out once in a while. And I did that last night. I was like Jake comes in the bedroom. He's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm watching my shows. And I was just watching a 15-minute clip of Dr. Phil. And I was like, when this is over, we're going for a walk. We're going to go down to the park.
Yep.
My sister my sister just moved by us.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, my parents bought a house like 2 streets over from us. And my sister, huge house. You got to come over and see it. It's like from the 90s. So it's huge, but it's like kind of quirky and I love it. It has a pool.
Oh, I love that.
Yep. I'll bring the kids over. My parents aren't there. But it's so big. My sister moved in with them. So like Jameson and my sister are right down the street. So we were like all at the park last night. It was bomb.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But anyways, I was watching my little Dr. Phil show for like 15 minutes. And I don't know what it was about.
Sometimes you do. You just have to have those moments where you're like, I just need to not for a second. And then I can get back in the game. Because when you take leaps, it's like you're literally being stretched like a rubber band. And it's like this old version of yourself is sitting down here and this new version is going, nope, this is where we're going. And it's like being stretched further and further. And I actually can feel the stretching happening within me of where I'm like letting go of those last pieces. And I literally, even this morning, I was like, I think I'm in a freaking break. Like I feel it, but I'm like excited about the break because I know the break means that I'm shooting forward.
Yeah.
And so if I can sit there and shoot forward and it can be this amazing, like into this new version, yeah, it might feel uncomfortable. It definitely feels uncomfortable, but it also is for me. It's a good thing. And so I'm like excited for that breakthrough, I guess is probably the way to say, not breakdown, the snap to where it's just like, I get it so deeply in my body that it's just becomes natural of who I am, not me constantly trying to get it to stick. Does that make sense? And
yeah.
That's okay. It's all part of the learning process.
I know. It's fun being human.
Yeah.
You want to know what my new favorite thing is right now?
What?
So have you heard Diet Coke is just a fridge cigarette?
Did you make that up?
No, it's on TikTok right now. It's trending. It's a little something to take the edge off. I'll never unsee it.
I'm never going to unsee it with you.
I need 2 a day.
Make AI make a little cigarette with a Diet Coke.
Just a little something to take the edge off. What are you most excited for? What do you have coming up?
I'm really excited about this event that we're doing next week. We did the event. It's called Freedom Formula up north about a couple months ago.
This podcast will air like pretty far probably out from that. But like, is that something you're going to keep doing?
I'm going to be doing a series of events. What I'm excited the most about is that I'm really committed to, and a part of the thing that I've resisted for a long time, let's just be honest, is really getting my voice out there more. That even just doing the podcast, when I start speaking, I feel so alive and I feel so me. And I'm like, I know this is a part of what I'm meant to do. Yeah, and you're like very lit up and you're very excited to share. Thank you. Yeah. And that's where I feel so called to do things more. And so I will be doing different events, but even just doing more speaking, I'm like, I don't even care if I'm just talking to myself on a podcast. Like, I know this is a part of that stretching I was just talking about where it's like requiring me to take it to the next level. And I don't know what's going to come through it, but I do know that it's important for me to really step into showing up and serving in a bigger way. Yeah. But a lot of it's that expression of my own voice for myself to actually stop holding myself back. I'm excited for it. No, I am really excited about it. It's funny when you like look at why haven't I done it before? And it's, all the beliefs and the doubt, everything about myself that have literally kept me from doing it. I'm sure you could look back and plot it on a graph if you had to on a whiteboard. And you're like, I put myself out that time. And you repeated the cycle over and over. And I'm just speaking for myself here. But yeah. So what do you think actually starts to shift some of those cycles in you? I think for me, it's when I decide I'm done. I've heard it before, like the pain either has to get big enough or the decision has to be made. With drinking, it was like that pain was big enough that I was done. Yeah. And now
I have this delusional mentality. I was like, oh, I didn't drink for over a year. Like, I can just really fucking do anything. People were like, was 75 hard? And I was like, no, it wasn't. There was a few nights where I didn't want to do the second workout. Like, we had been up camping. And when you get home from camping, you're like, oh my
So
God.
tired.
And you're like washing all the laundry. And then I even had to go bath the dogs. So I'm like, was it 3 days worth it? And that night it was 105 in our garage. And I got on my Peloton and I had a PR on the Peloton.
That is insane.
Yeah, but I did not want to get on the Peloton, but I felt good.
I think when you can overcome your biggest demon, everything else feels easily doable. And I know that this part of everything I'm leaping into has been my biggest inner demon. It's been that mental game for me. A lot of people are like, oh, you're so happy. Oh, you seem like everything's so great. And it's amazing. But it doesn't change the fact that I have struggled throughout a lot of my life with this mental doubt and this mental game inside that just doesn't want to do life a lot of the time. And so constantly pulling myself into a new state of being and going, I refuse, because that's not even who I am. It's not what I'm going to live by. And so the more that I say, no, that's not who I am, and this is who I am, and reintegrate this new being, that's what I'm here for.
You were telling me that you were having like a hard time like getting up and getting out of bed. And I was like, what is she?
Yeah, it's not who I am. And I know that. And I know a lot of even the desire to speak more is because that's where I feel even more aliveness. And so it's like doing those things that actually bring out more of who we are.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me though about because you said you did an event in Salt Lake. You're doing one here locally next Friday.
Yeah, Freedom Formula. And I'm sure we'll have more than one.
Yeah, but what is the Freedom Formula?
Freedom Formula, it's an event where I've teamed up with, I don't know if you know any of them, but Tony Child, Bill Banta, they're amazing. They were the guys I was talking about that worked with Bob Proctor and Sarah Morrison. And I love it so much because we're bringing tangible tools in, but really a lot of it's done through inspiration. And so it's how do we really deepen into the freedom of who we are? How do we build the momentum of our own being and create freedom in all areas of our life, like giving strategies and tools. But I feel like the integration of our actual bodies of what does freedom get to mean to me? What does it mean to you? And what do you get to do to start experiencing actual freedom in your life? So it's really fun time. We get to get up and share and speak and engage everybody and really create an experience where people leave feeling like massive clarity, creating momentum for themselves, and ultimately come home to who they really are.
That's rad.
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of times we hear these phrases like, and you know me, I like to pick things apart. Get to come home to who you are. Like, what does that even mean? What does that mean? I like go home and I'm like, look, I'm Samantha.
It's so funny because, yeah, that's been a phrase in my life. And that was something that I even wrote about in my book.
Hold on. Yes. I was like, as soon as she's done talking, I'm going to bring up her book. Okay, keep going.
Like coming home, I'm like, what is it called? Discover Who You Are? Yeah. I'm like, what's the name of my book? That's not the name. It's Unravel and Reveal, Discover. My gosh, Samantha, what is the name of my book? Unravel and Reveal, The Courage to Let Go and Discover Who You Are. That was a mouthful.
I have a couple copies.
You have a couple copies. Thanks. Thanks for
And
being
you
such a
signed
great
them.
supporter. So coming home to who you are, I think life is more of a remembrance, not a trying to be somebody else and trying to continue to, okay, I need to learn how to be this version. I think it's actually shedding all the layers of who we're not. And so coming home to who you are, it means that you've really let go of all the pieces that you're not. You're saying, no, I'm actually not this. I'm not this. And you're letting these pieces go so the real you can actually come out. And I think when I say home, it's like that place of peace. You're like in your body and you feel at peace. You feel at peace in your soul. You know that the world can't shake you because you're just you and there's nothing that could go wrong. It's just like life is here for me and I'm just settled into who I am.
Ooh,
So
that's deep. I love that. Do you have the freedom formula mapped out though, like step 1, step 2, step 3, or is it more of a concept?
So there is different things that we have mapped out for sure. Tony, Bill, myself, we all bring different aspects to it and stuff. Like they've been in the coaching industry for over 30 years. They're phenomenal at it. And I really love a lot of the concepts. And a lot of it's rooted in, are you seeing life as here for you versus against you? Are you looking at the best case scenarios and having that deep belief in yourself? Or are you looking at worst case scenarios and living from fear and anxiety in the world? And how do you do that? How do you get yourself back into that state of calm, that state of knowingness in your body that you're just like, wow, I feel like I can, like you said, after you stopped drinking, you feel like you could do anything. It's like integrating that into your being. So yes, there's definitely.
And isn't that weird too? That is literally the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. And it's just so weird to me, especially when we birth babies out of our vaginas. And I'm like, that's the hardest thing I've ever done.
I know. I always laugh when I think about birth though, because I'm like, so easy to get pregnant most of the time for most
a lot
people.
of fun.
So A lot of fun.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. For most
but-
people.
Yeah.
I sneezed when I was pregnant.
But then there's those, you have no option. It's coming out one way or another. With drinking and having those different mental things going on, so much of it is a choice that we pick up and we choose over and over again because of the thoughts and the feelings and everything that are literally overclouding and taking over. It's like trying to cut through this field of not who we are. And sometimes if we don't have the strength to do that, it can be.
What do you think is the hardest thing you've ever done?
Hardest thing I've ever done is to deal with I don't know what you want to call them, just the mental. I kind of call them demons right now.
I was thinking like
head.
depression. It's depression.
It's depression. Yeah. And it's just recognizing, like, I've come to a really healthy place with it as far as, oh, it shows up. Oh, hey, my friend depression's here. All right. But I know it's not me. And so it's just like having the conversations. What are you actually asking me to be aware of? Because so much of it, I think people look at it as this negative thing. For me, it's a call to look at something. And it's saying, hey, can you slow down long enough to actually take a look at what's really going on in your life right now?
And that's what I kept refusing to do.
And so that's where I have to remember that over and over again. Like, this is just asking for my awareness and my love right now. How can I bring love and awareness to it? And then it literally can be 5 minutes of it. It can be a whole couple days of it. The faster that I can shift back into remembering it's not who I am and it's not what I'm here for, and get clear on what it is it's asking of me, it's actually really cool.
Have you had your hormones checked?
Yes, I have. My hormones are actually phenomenal, believe it or not, because it's not like an active thing I have to deal with all the time.
Yeah.
It's just one of those situational things that come up for me that it's, oh, I feel the energy. It's like this energy of heaviness. And it's, okay, what are you asking? What do I get to do to pour love into myself? And where do I get back into alignment? Because the minute I get back into alignment, I could be feeling, okay, here's a perfect example. I went surfing on a lake the other day.
You went surfing on a lake?
Surfing on a lake.
Oh, boat
first time
surfing.
boat surfing.
Was that your first time? Isn't it
first
fun?
time ever.
It's easy,
It was
huh?
super fun. I'm not going to answer.
I mean, it's easier. It takes me like a good 10 tries to get up. So I'm not going to say
Okay, I'm glad.
No, but what I'm saying is it's not as hard as you anticipate.
I didn't know what to anticipate. I didn't know what to expect. Last time I had done anything, I was water skiing when I was 12, and I got up the first time, and I was like,
Because you were 12.
Yeah,
You weighed 10 pounds.
I realize that now.
Yeah.
But what was crazy about it is that morning I woke up and I just had deep sense of heaviness and sadness. And I was just like, okay, no worries. Like, we're just going to go. We're going to play. And so I'm the whole way there and on the boat, like, it was this moment where I'm being surrounded by all these incredible people. And I'm like, how cool is this that I get to be around so many incredible people? But I was feeling that still. And it was like the moment where if anyone had asked me the right question, I would have broke down in tears. But I was just like kept breathing and pouring love into myself. And then I got out into the water and I was just like, all right, here we go. And I was getting knocked on my butt so many times and like trying to get up. And I was really appreciating some of the women there because they're like, okay, this time get into your body. And it was like the remembrance of things and one piece at a time. Okay, now I want you to focus on breathing. And it just kept bringing it deeper and deeper. And I was being so aware of my body in every moment. And then just like the first thing, okay, first hold the arms straight. Now clench or tighten the legs as you go up, like just one step at a time. And eventually 5 or 6 times I finally get up, but then I fall down immediately again. And I kept going, no, you're going to go get back out there. And so I went out probably 12 times. I don't know what it was, but the last 3 times I actually got up.
See?
And I was like, the first time though, I was like, what do I do now? Like, I'm up. And they're like, have fun, breathe, relax.
Did you let go of the rope or did you keep it?
I did. One hand I did. And so it was fun, but it was like that everything, all that heaviness has shifted and left in those moments. And even after, like, I was so good. And it was just that reminder that there's sometimes this heavy energy that can sit there and take a hold, but it's not who you are. And the moment that you remember who you are, there's no reason for it to even take place. And I'm like hearing myself say that right now. And that is such a good reminder because it's like the moment you remember who you are, there's no reason for the heaviness. And I slip in and out of remembering who I am and getting lost into who I'm not. And it's a dance we play as humans. It's really funny.
It is. And sometimes this is a little different than what you're experiencing, but like lately, like the anxiety has been getting to me. And I kind of have to shift myself, right? Like I was just thinking, I'm like, oh, if I woke up and I know that feeling you're talking about, jumping into that lake would have removed it. Yeah. You're like, oh, just sometimes your body needs like that shock.
Yeah. And we are nature too. How often are we removing ourselves from our nature of who we are? And that's why I think nature does help so well with that, but also our nature in multiple ways. How are we as natural human beings? And what is the nature of what we are here to do, asking to come through?
Yeah.
So
good job.
very cool.
Ready, fist bump. You're such a badass.
So are you.
Well, I guess now we say baddie. You're a baddie.
Daddy.
You're a baddie. My
Is
baddie
that the new
friend.
slang?
Yeah.
I like it.
The slang. That goes back to our conversation that was off camera. What are you drinking?
I attempted coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah. I'm not a huge coffee drinker.
I was going to say, I feel like every time we go to coffee, you do tea.
I do tea. And I was like, I want to pick me up.
So what do you like as your, let me start that over. As a family, because I know you've got 3 kids. I know your husband. Where do you kind of see yourself moving as a family? That's something I've been thinking about a lot lately.
Just moving physically or moving?
No, or maybe physically. Just do you sit down and look at like your family as a whole and you're like, where are we going?
Yeah, we definitely have like our family ultimate visions and stuff that we're wanting to create. I was just having this conversation yesterday with my husband actually, and it's interesting because in the past we would have just been like, yeah, we just want to have this big ranch, which is still a part of our future. And I know that my husband's, he's a creator, he's a builder. He's going to have his big ranch and he's going to have his big, he loves space. He really wants space that he can walk out to if he wants to walk out there butt naked and nobody's watching. It's like the being out in the middle of nowhere. Whatever, this is an incredible dream, but I also recognize that there's different phases of life. I actually really love right now how much flexibility we have in the uncertainty of life and where things are going. There's so much uncertainty, and once we make peace with that, we can go, okay, what's this next stepping stone that we are taking as a family? And so our big commitment has been to continue that connection, and like we do this fun family meeting every week.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you have to go to this, Cindy?
Do you love it?
Oh, you do? Okay.
It's really fun because what we do is we go in and we celebrate each other like crazy. So we celebrate our wins, we celebrate our failures.
Was there cake?
Yeah, we actually brag. We did have cake once. So somebody has to bring a fun snack. One time, the other day, we actually had blindfolded all 3 of the kids. Me and Levi walked them through how to make 3 cakes. It was hilarious.
That's funny.
So we get to do
Did
fun
you film
activities.
this? Please,
we did. I have it all for you.
please tell me this will be on the TikTok.
Okay, that would be so fun. Yeah, we do a fun activity, but I think the most powerful part is we celebrate our failures and we celebrate where we're heading next. And so everybody gets a chance to be heard, to be seen. If a kid show up and they didn't have a failure, then they didn't take big enough risks. And so we're really encouraging our kids to get
Okay, wait,
out
hold
there.
on. Let's pause here. Cindy, do you like find yourself trying to fail at something? To have the biggest failure? I'm like, I would take them down. I'd be like, I'll fall down the stairs.
And what I love too is that our kids get to see that where mom and dad fell and where we're human and where it's okay for them to grow up and be adults and still be learning, because we're not going to have it all figured out.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So, yeah, I think it's important to keep that connection going so that no matter where we go in life, and because my kids are at the stage where my oldest is, you're getting close to being 20 now. And so who knows what you have in store for you. It's not, we don't have little kids anymore running around. So
that's where I'm at too.
yeah, I don't know what to expect. I love the idea of being able to just make the decisions as they come for the next stepping stone and see where life brings us. It feels freeing.
I have some numerical goals where I'm like, I did some different things like automated, like savings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm like, I don't know. It feels great.
It does. It feels really great. And just to be able to make the choices when we want and have the freedom to do that.
Yeah. Rad. Okay. So at this meeting, win, fells, do you do anything else?
We talk about our wins, we talk about our failures. Her dad created this whole new, where was this from? It's 2 clap. Everyone has to do 2 clap. And I think it's so cheesy, but I also love his cheesiness. So he's always like telling us all to do 2 claps for everybody to celebrate them. And then we talk about what are we implementing and what do we learn from those failures and what are we implementing next week to actually be on track. And so we just check back in and ask, how did it go? What did you notice? What came up for you? And it's really cool too to start to see if you have certain patterns that are showing up in one person or the other, and encourage them to like, what can we do to support you in making a different choice?
And will your kids participate in this?
They do every week. So,
oh, interesting.
Yeah, they gladly do. And I don't know if it's because the snacks are involved or activities involved or if they just love it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I could get mine to participate, honestly.
Ice cream helps, she says.
Have you been doing this forever?
No, we've only been doing it for a few months now, but it's been pretty phenomenal. Like, I've noticed that it helps us to not feel like we're growing apart. It's like no matter where life takes us, we come back to this moment to re-evaluate and check in and to feel supported. And that's what I've noticed. There's a major feeling of everyone in the family feels supported. And so no matter what direction they're going. And then we just talk about schedules and get on the same page so we can support each other throughout the week.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, it helps.
Because your husband works here in Utah. We say up north.
Yeah.
When I first moved here, I was like, what the hell are these people talking about up north? So there's northern Utah. We live in the very bottom corner of Utah.
Yep.
But so your husband works up north
Yeah, he does.
during
He
the week, and
travels.
then then you're here.
Yep.
Which do you like that?
It was really hard for a while there because most of our marriage, we were together all the time. But I've actually come to love it. And we are also in the process of shifting it where he's getting another place up there. So we'll be traveling back and forth together.
Can I just throw this out there? My parents' house is for sale in Timber Lakes.
Oh, seriously?
They have their house on the market, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I should take a look.
I just thought I would throw that out there. They have their house for sale.
Oh, that's really cool. I'll definitely take a look.
They're planning on making St. George like their permanent residence.
Oh, wow.
They sold their house in Wyoming and immediately put their house on the market in Heber too.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Oh, I'll take a look.
It's like cute little A-frame.
Oh, that's cute.
Has a great view of the lake up there.
Oh, I bet. That's so pretty up there.
Yeah, there's some forts in the trees. What else? What else do I like about it?
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so anyways. If you're looking for a 4-bedroom, I'll just keep going.
You might as well just pull it up on the screen.
It's got great aerial photos. I'll help him sell it for a commission.
That would be awesome.
I wish.
I'm now a real estate agent.
Yes, I'll just take 1%. I'll take 0.5%. That's a lot of money. Yeah, but thank you so much for being here. Where can we reach out to you?
The best place is definitely through Instagram. You're telling me now TikTok is where I should be.
No, I've told you forever. Remember when I was telling
know.
you should do funny financial talks from your hot tub?
That's right. I forgot about that. I'm being challenged to get on TikTok, and she's been challenging me for 5 years now.
Yeah.
No.
Literally.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook for sure. It's easy to find me under Caramie Ann. And yeah, I also have my website, caramieann.com.
Okay, we'll have her linked up in the show notes. But thank you for your time today.
Yeah,
Thanks for coming back on.
So fun to be able to talk with you.
I like how I propositioned this. I was like, hey, do you want to come back on my podcast? Because people actually listen to it now.
He did such a good job at the beginning too, so it's so fun. I bet people still listen to all the other ones
Like
too.
they go deep, the deep episodes.
You people deep dive.
I know a lot of people go back and listen to my episode hungover because I have it specifically linked up places, but that's the one where I was 8 weeks sober and I come out of the closet because I was
Wow.
afraid everyone hated me. But that was like episode 19. And I think you were were you 1, 2, or 3 or one of those? Yeah. You were one of those very first ones.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for having me again. This is so fun.
No, I'll harass you often. We'll get you
Yes.
on lots. Because then you also have great clips for your own social media.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And next time I'll be on TikTok.
Maybe. We don't know.
Maybe.
Awesome. Thank you so much today. Oh my gosh. Thank you for your time today. And thanks for coming on the Samantha Parker Show.
Thank you.